Shri Matre Namaha. So it is a good evening, and I am just out for a walk today to see what is happening with all the animals. So I'm just gonna go and meet some of the animals. So let's see how that goes. So we are heading out for a walk. This is Onyx and that is Ollie, Olive and Oni as we call them. This is a tarpaulin for no reason which is put over here. And we are going to the other side to walk now. Where we are going. There's a lot of construction going on out here, so there is a lot of construction material lying everywhere. So we will go ahead. So this is the good thing about your neighbor being your relative. So they allow you to use the neighboring plot for walking the dogs. Onyx! Onyx! Hi Onyx! Hi Onyx! Onyx! Olive! 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 Hi Olive! Hi Olive! Olive, don't eat grass like this. Olive! Olive! She Olive is cow or what? Olive? So this is the block. It's called Chira block here. Also it is called some kind of dagad, and it is a big block which laterite stone. Yeah, it is used to prepare all the constructions in this area because we are closer to the Konkan side. We are in the Konkan side technically, though there is no access to sea right away. But this is what is used for construction primarily in these areas. If you see this boundary wall, you will see that it has been constructed with that particular stone greatly. So it is a common thing which is used out here. One thing about living in the green is that it is extremely green and it is extremely peaceful. So you have, so there we have Bunny who is now coming for a walk. Bunny! Bunny! So Bunny is actually a dog who was abandoned by some people, and his experience with humans has been not so great, and he only trusts the labor force. So this is something, so far he has never really willingly allowed me to touch him either. So he simply bites if he is brought, you know, close to someone he does not like. So that's the thing about rescuing animals, right? It's not that they are always going to be lovey-dovey with you, or even that they are going to show any kind of gratefulness towards you. But at the end of the day, you aren't doing it for that. I'm not doing this because I want them to feel grateful to me, or I want someone to say that God bless you. It's not that at all. So he has been failed multiple times by multiple people, and I and my team and my NGO continue to remain as a kind of the people who look after such animals. Whether we like it, we want it, it does not matter. While I do think that Bunny is a great dog for a family whom he will like and someone who will actually accept him, the reality remains that he is not an easy to manage dog. He recently got hurt on his ear because another dog bit him, and as you can see, his ear now is under treatment. So there was a lot of bleeding and all of that, but we're managing his treatment at this time. So yesterday, one of the families who had adopted a dog from us around I think it was about 7 years back or 6 years back, completely simply put their hands up and said that they do not want the dog back. Initially, they had taken the dog to my sister, who is a veterinarian, and had told her that the dog is not well and they are not able to manage the peeing of the dog, and all. Rightfully so. It is difficult for families who are not trained. Of course, if you think about it, just because your father or mother is peeing too much, you're not going to abandon them. The same way, or your child also. If your child pees too much, it's not like you go back to the hospital and say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want this child anymore. But the point being, they can do that with animals. And so they did it. They brought it to us, and they told my sister that the dog is not well. It's not able to stand also at that time. Not sure what had happened exactly, but I think it was something like IVDD or something very severe with the spine. And so my sister really worked hard. She felt very sorry for the dog, because the people came and said that they want to euthanize the dog. So they had already decided that they would like to euthanize the dog. And my sister felt very bad for that dog, because we have seen animals recover from even worse conditions. And so she took that dog in, and she really worked hard on that dog. I used to see the videos every day, how hard she is trying to get that dog to walk. And I know that if my sister puts her mind to something, she is not going to fail. So the dog obviously started walking once again. And then it came to a point where now the dog is in that tiny hospital of ours, which does not really have a lot of space. So already the NGO's dogs have taken up a huge amount of space, and it is just impossible. So we have this constant argument between me being the NGO who has space, but space with constraints, as well as space with issues such as no proper cover from water, shelter from water, dogs fighting with each other, hurting each other. I just showed you Bunny, who got hurt recently. So this is common because the number of dogs are so many over here, and we are deeply overwhelmed by this intake, and there is nobody adopting these animals. So it's extremely difficult. So my sister and me got into an argument, as always, about the dog being brought here. I mean, she wanted me to bring the dog, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to manage at this time, especially with the water which is flowing inside the sheds, and it's just very, very difficult. So once we got into an argument, and then so finally I just told her, maybe you can check with the family if they will accept the dog back now that he is fine, fit and fine, and they will look after him, because the dog does not stay alone. That is the basic problem. He keeps shouting. So basically, we finally the hospital dropped a message to the people, and so they conveniently cited like XYZ reasons about son going to college and someone having some of the other issues, despite one of the people being at home at all times. And this is a dog they have actually cared for over 5 years for sure. So this was absolutely heartbreaking that a family could do that. And they came back to us saying, is there an arrangement which can be made? So once the family puts their hands up, the hospital doesn't have enough space. Obviously, we can't drop the ball, right? Because we are the last in the line. So if we say no, then the animal just dies on the street, or gets abandoned, or gets euthanized by the family, because they think that the dog needs to be euthanized. Going to another vet, for sure the dog would have been euthanized. So this is the situation. So now the dog will be coming. We are making arrangements for this. So I do understand that families face situations often, and it is not that people do not have problems in life. Everyone has problems, and we all try to get out of those problems. And so what I'd say is, if a family ever wants to give up their animal, a well-to-do family like the one that we are speaking about in this case, they would at least take up the financial responsibility, because animal NGOs such as ours are so deeply overwhelmed, not just by the space constraints and the other constraints which are there, but also due to finances. So we don't normally have food to feed all the animals. It is so difficult for us to raise the amount of funds, so it's actually super difficult. So we really need families to be better, do better by animals whom they have loved and cared for more than 5 years, or even for a little while for that matter. And you need to take financial responsibility, man, at the very least, if you can't take any other responsibility. Oh, and this is such a huge problem. My goodness, we are facing this issue every day. Do you hear the sound of the barking dogs? I simply don't have control over this, because they keep barking at each other, or they keep, fighting with each other. And it is such a difficult situation, because the sound is just simply going to the neighbors, and they have already complained about it. So we are a bit worried about this, and there's nothing much I can do. Let me show you. So we have tried a lot of things to make sure that the sound does not. We've tried curtains, this green cloth which breaks every rain, a part of it just falls off. If anyone has any solutions for this, please let me know. So meet the youngest, or almost youngest, lot of our animals, Harry, Percy, George and Fred, who came to us because their mother was paralyzed. And now they are in a situation where nobody is adopting them. And so these hyper dogs are with our older dogs, which is such a disaster, because as you can see, they can run in full speed, like the speed of light, close to it. And they love playing, they love running and all of it. And they get only half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening if it's not raining to do all of this. So it's literally a little bad for them, because they are dogs who are so adoptable, so loving, so healthy and everything possible in the world, and yet they do not have homes. So this is the sad part of shelter life, where healthy animals are left here with us who can't find homes, and then the vulnerable ones we are not able to help or pick up or any such thing. So this is absolutely something that is very disturbing for all shelters, not just us. So yeah, and they are also the ones who make the maximum noise, because they are young and they want to keep shouting and all of that. So if anyone would like to adopt any of these boys, please reach out to us, because we urgently need to find homes for them, because they are very awesome dogs and they just need homes and people who can care for them and love them, and they just need someone to be with. They are very good dogs. Trust me when I say that. They are very good dogs. No issues, no nothing. They are plain indie dogs. That is something. They are large sized indie dogs, not extremely large, medium. So reach out to us if anyone would like to adopt any of them. Excavation for gold. Or maybe he's just eating mud now. Digging is actually very natural behavior for them, and it is good once in a while to let them do it. So the rains are here all of a sudden, and it's suddenly here the rain is like this. It suddenly starts to pour, and then we don't know what to do. So the dogs have had to cut short their running time, and it's raining, so just sitting in the rain. So I finally got back after the rain. I mean, it's still raining. So I got back, and there's a ton of. So my house is not a house at this time. It's more like a storeroom. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So clothes are absolutely not drying. These are a ton of bed sheets and other things which are simply not drying, and we are towels and godhidis and dog beds and all of this, and some of the dog beds which the dogs have actually managed to tear in this manner. So these were donated by a kind person, but sadly they did not stand the test of the dogs, and all the dog beds have been torn this way by them. And along with that, we have these beds which also came in as donations when we had posted them in our wish list, and sadly even those have completely got dismantled during the rain. And then we have more dog beds which are drying and torn. By the way, this is why we don't like these dog beds at all, because this is what happens to them, and then we are left with nothing, just edges on which really nothing can sleep. And then we have dog food and the cooler, which was also donated very kindly by people. Yes, so that's my veranda full of stuff. And then we have bioenzyme, which is donated by Nilima Mohite from Sunilima Solutions. So if you're ever interested in doing anything which is eco-friendly, she's the one to go to. She's very resourceful. She has multiple projects under which she is doing multiple things. So do approach her. We use this bioenzyme. We mix it, we dilute it in water. We take this bucket full of water, we dilute, we put 1 jar full of that, and then we put it all over these areas, because dogs tend to pee and poop a lot, and the smell does not go away. And as much as we want to keep it clean, it is not possible. The smell remains even after we pick up the poop and pee. So this bioenzyme really helps with that. So it reduces the stench greatly. So we pour that everywhere, and this is my personal experience. I have noticed that the smell reduces greatly. So that's something all pet parents need to look out for and understand, especially if you have like a farmhouse setting where there are lots of dogs. So I am now going to enter my house, and I will show you what my living room looks like. Yep, this is what my living room looks like. It is filled with different kinds of animals. So let me show you some of the animals. So this here is Rinku. He's a rooster, and he thinks he is the boss of the world. believes he is right now, especially because there are 3 girls. So they are in the cages because Rinku keeps trying to attack them. So when Rinku is outside, they have to be inside. That's how it is. So this little cutie is Momo. Hey, moms. Momo. As you can see, he is prowling and trying to attack them. So when he is outside, they have to be inside. So it's a lot of work. And this is Curry. And okay. And that is Kaju. So we have Curry, Kaju, and Momo here. And then we have Hazel here. Hi Hazel. Hazel is scheduled to fly out of the country very soon, probably in a couple of weeks' time. Her papers didn't come through for some reason. So she is with us till then. So we're taking care of her. And this is Sunshine, who will now get hit by, Rinku, who is now trying to harass the 3 girls. And this is Blackie. He has come today morning. He's very seriously injured and not doing well at all. Unfortunately, even though there is a shelter space, or I am so-called running an animal NGO, I also do not have enough space to keep animals, so much so that I have to keep the sick animals in my own house, in my own living room. That's the situation. And Sunshine, no, Sunshine, don't eat the cat's food. Go on, Sunshine, no, go. Yes, so that's my living room. And I don't know whether, see, the one good thing is they're all friends and they all get along, except for Rinku and the girls. And this is my bedroom, in which we have Sunshine, we have Shimmer, we have Stevie, we have Bacchus, we have Miracle, who's sleeping right behind Bacchus. And then I really need to find Sunshine. I think Rudra. No, Rudra is not there. Where is Rudra? Don't know. But we have a cat called Rudra as well, who sometimes sleeps inside this, but she's not there right now. So guys, that was my vlog for today, and I hope all of you liked it very much, and I hope that I will be able to keep posting, because obviously this is a matter of consistency and I do not have that much consistency, so to say, in things like social media, especially because I get overwhelmed very easily with all the work, and generally also I am a person who's not that consistent in life. So I hope I can keep this up, and I hope that you guys continue watching. And before you all go, I'll show you the view out of my window, something that I really love, and something that is very personal to me, so I'll share that with you. So this is the view outside my window, my balcony, veranda, so to say, and that's where my doggy Lucky is at. So he passed away on April 1st, and he continues to be there with us in spirit. And this is something which is very personal to me, and it's also very peaceful for me knowing that Lucky is right there